So many people will behave like this. It should come as an expectation. It doesn't mean that it should be something that you accept. Do I call bullshit or is this normal these days? I've been dating a guy for 6 months after his marriage of 2 years and 2 kids ended. Due to this, I've given him space in anything too heavy about committing. About a month ago, I asked him if he was on the apps and he said no. We haven't had any more exclusive chats. I've just found out this week that he has liked one of my best mate's pictures on Hinge, who he's just met. He says it was an accident and he went on there because he was bored. Do I call bullshit on this?
Yes.
My male friend says that blokes need validation and until you tell them your boundaries and commit, it's fair game. Your mate sounds like a douche too. He wants to talk it through and get on the same page, but I am unsure whether I can be bothered now. I have been single for 10 years and had hopes for this. He has all the qualities that I'm looking for, but he seems emotionally immature. Is my bar too high or is this just what I should expect these days?
Your bar ain't high enough.
They have been dating for 6 months. 6 months.
Okay, here are the crucial points. They've been dating for 6 months.
It's a long time.
He's met your friend. He's secretly gone online to a dating app that he said he wasn't on. He's liked your friend that he's met profile on Hinge. He's a douche. He knows who your friend, he's met her. And now he's gone online when he's told you he's not and liked her profile. Your bar is on the ground.
Yeah, fucking get rid of this guy.
This person for me, I mean, yes, I call bullshit. Your question is, do I call bullshit?
How
or
do
is it
you
normal?
accidentally like a photo on Hinge? Do you have to go in and
my
double
finger
tap?
slipped. Double tap like. It's a slippery slope on those apps.
When you get caught out for doing something and then you lie and say it was an accident or it was a joke or whatever, why? Like, I just don't. It's very unfortunate for him if he managed to accidentally lie.
Sign up to an app.
To accidentally lie.
I've accidentally created a profile. I don't know how it happened. I blacked out.
But not only that, okay, you've accidentally liked a photo of your friend who he met through you on the app, as you said, Britt, that he said he was no longer using. Yeah. There's too many accidents for this to be an accident, unfortunately.
The other thing that I want to say here is actually I want to say a lot of things, but I'm going to keep it tight like a tiger. What I want to say here is the idea that you are trying to gaslight this girl and say, I'm a man, I need validation. Like men need validation. Bullshit.
Well, that's her friend who was trying to like play devil's advocate
for
about
the guy. Men. Yeah, 100%. Okay, maybe that is true, but then you don't want that kind of a man. Yeah. A man that is in a relationship that says he needs validation from somebody else. Why would you want to be in that relationship? You should be getting what you need from your partner.
I totally agree with you. And I do, look, I am not going to discredit what your friend said because I agree. There are loads of men out there. We've all in this room, except for Jono, has dated somebody who's like that, who has needed external validation because their cup is never full enough by the person that they're dating individually. I understand that that is something that's very, very plausible. But like you said, Britt, you don't want to date that person because people who are constantly seeking external validation from insignificant other connections because it makes them feel good about themselves are just really, really weak men that you don't want to have as a partner. But the other thing I want to say on this as well is you've had 6 months. You've had conversations with him around commitment and he said that he's not ready yet because he was married. He's got, 2 kids. He is telling you he is not wanting a committed relationship. It's been 6 months. You've given it enough chance now. So if I was in your shoes, I think what I would do is I would have one more conversation around if you really want this relationship, if you really like the guy, if up until this point, everything had indicated that he was amazing, I would have a very honest conversation with him around what is this? Where are we going? Are we going to be committed to each other? And if we are, that starts right now and you give it a red hot shot. Or you make the decision that actually, he's done his dash. But I think without having that sort of solidified line in the sand, then this can get wishy-washy and it could be another 6 months of situationship perpetuity.
Yeah,
perpetuity. What's it called? There's heaven, there's hell, purgatory.
Fucking
woo! Thank God I would never have been able to move on.
I'm glad we got there.
Situationship purgatory.
The only part of
in perpetuity.
The only part of your male friend that I actually agree with, like your male friend's advice that I agree with, is that until you set your boundaries and commit, it's fair game. I can agree with that. If you haven't set boundaries and said that like we're not to be dating other people, I expect you not to be on the apps, or if you haven't had those conversations, people are going to push the limits until they know that they can't. Men and women. I'm not just saying men. Women too. Like women will go and date as many people being like, well, we haven't had the conversation. Who cares?
But they can't fuck your friend.
Well, no, this is the problem.
There's an unspoken boundary.
No, it's spoken to. It's pretty spoken.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's also, you don't have to sit down and explain every boundary to someone. So for example, if you've met this guy, you're dating him for 6 months, he meets your friends. The unspoken boundary is that he's not trying to hook up with your friends on Hinge.
Well, no, there's the spoken boundary here is you directly asked him. I directly said to him, are you on the apps? And he said no. So even if you think you might want this relationship and to push through it, you have to say to yourself, okay, he lied to my face about it. And then within that lie was the fact that he was trying to match with my friend that he had met. For me, the relationship wouldn't be for me. Like you've spent 6 months trying to commit. After 6 months, he's lied to you and he's trying to hit on your friend.
Also, the reason why he said no, he's not on the apps, is because he knows that whatever it is that you guys share has progressed too far that it would be offensive to say, oh yeah, I'm still in the... He's giving you the information he knows you want to hear to keep you around.
It's also offensive for his reasoning. He said he's gone on the apps. Once he got caught out, he said, I'm bored. Sorry, I was bored. Okay, so now I bore you enough that you want to fuck my friend. Cool.
Next. You don't need this.
Thank you, next. Yeah, for me, you don't need it. I know you've been single 10 years. What's another couple of months?
Do you know, okay, I also agree. Is my bar too high or is this just what I should expect nowadays? So many people will behave like this. It should come as an expectation. It doesn't mean that it should be something that you accept. So like you can expect that people will do this and that's okay. That will also stop you from being too hurt by it when people do because you can't control their behavior. But you absolutely do not need to accept this behavior, even if it is common.
But people, this is becoming normal because people aren't setting their boundaries. So men or women, but I'm going to say men in this situation, this man hasn't had boundaries set for him, so he knows he can do that.
He can get away with it.
It's why I always say when you go into a relationship, put your boundaries out there straight away. Put what you want, but you have to be willing to stick to those boundaries. If they cross them and they're doing the wrong thing, you have to be strong enough to say, I'm not cool with it. I would hate for you to settle for this because you think it's normal. This kind of behavior, unfortunately, especially in Australia, and I can say that because I've dated in many countries, but with Australia, the dating culture is so lax and there's never any effort. It's always just so throwaway, blasé, matey mate, gaslighty. For me, this isn't normal and it shouldn't be normal. If you're happy with your, like you've waited 10 years. Is this the love and the relationship you want? Have you waited 10 years for this? And ask yourself that because there is someone, I think, so much better out there.